Hi, this is Mwai, and I want to thank you so much for taking these few minutes to engage with me on this conversation. I want to just take a few minutes of your time and talk to you on something that I think will be helpful and of great benefit to you. There's a parable in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, one of the parables that Jesus Christ, of course, gave. In Matthew chapter 27, chapter 7 rather, and verse 20, chapter 24 to verse 27. And the Bible says, therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundations on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. This is one of those powerful parables that Jesus Christ used to get some of his lessons and some of his points across to his disciples at that time, and also for us today. This parable is still very relevant for us. And my question to you, actually my question also to me, is what kind of builder am I? What kind of building am I raising up? Would I be categorized as a wise builder or the foolish builder? Because here in this particular parable, we find a contrast. Jesus Christ giving us a contrast between two individuals. One of them, a wise builder, the other one, a foolish builder. Now, it is interesting if you begin just thinking about this parable and the details thereof, you notice that both of these two people are building a house. And this house, obviously having been completed, we don't know for how long these houses actually stood. But from the ground up, we can be able to see house just like any other house. Normally, we appreciate a house just from the ground up because you get only to see what is from the ground up. But usually what is beneath that house, in other words, the foundation of that house usually is hidden from sight. And a lot of times, I think it's the same thing in life, that a lot of times we just, look at one another. We appreciate only what we can be able to see. I can only appreciate what I can be able to see in your life. You can only be able to appreciate what you see in my life. But normally what is hidden is the foundation. So you see somebody who looks like they're doing very well. They look like they have it all together. But maybe sometimes what you do not know is the foundation that person is building on. And sometimes you can also look at another individual. They may not even look like they're doing very well, at least on the physical, but maybe they're actually building on the right foundation. See, these two builders built houses, and maybe from a first glance, if a casual observation, the houses looked similar. They looked like they were okay. They looked functional. But both of these houses were subjected to the same trial, to the same test. The rains came, the winds blew, the waters rose, and it is only at that time that we got to discover, or we get to know, the kind of foundation that every one of those houses is built on. So we are told in this parable that when the rains came and the winds blew and there was great tempest, that the builder, or the house that had been built on the rock, it stood that test, it stood the elements, it stood that harsh weather. But the one that had been built on sand, in other words, this was a house that the builder had compromised, had taken shortcuts on the foundation. It was built on sand, so it means it was not built on the rock. It was built on a very shifty foundation. This house came crashing down with a great crash. That's what we're talking. Here is a deal. And this is the application that I see Jesus trying to give to us. And I want to bring the same to you and for your own challenge. What kind of foundation are you building your life on? In fact, Jesus Christ himself went ahead there and said that anybody who builds on his word, he says that is a wise man, he's building on a firm foundation. What kind of foundation are you building on? Let me tell you this. I've come to realize in life that sometimes shortcuts may get you some things. Compromise sometimes will cause you maybe to get a promotion somewhere. Wrong choices sometimes will get you some things. Sometimes people do all manner of things to get ahead. They manipulate, they lie, they cheat, they bribe, they take bribes, and they corrupt their way to the top. And you can we know of even people who have made millions and a lot of money, or they have even acquired great position, but simply because they manipulated their way into those things. Those are what we will categorize as foolish builders. But then there are others, and I hope you're one of them, who decide that I'm not going to compromise. I'm going to be a man or a woman of principle. I'm going to be somebody who is driven by values. I'm going to be somebody who believes in God and who anchors my hope and my trust in God. Somebody who works hard. Somebody who is not shy to apply what they need to apply to get ahead. And you believe God. You may move slower. You may not ascend as fast. Things may not come to you as quickly. You may not be able to drive that fast car probably as early as possible. But I tell you one thing, you are a wise builder. And when the tempests come, the trials come, and here is the great equalizer with life, that every one of us will be tested. Whether you're rich or poor, whether you're young or old, whether you're educated or not educated, it doesn't matter your pedigree, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter whether you're healthy or unhealthy, every one of us, we are all subjected to one thing. In fact, the Bible says that He causes the rain to rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. Every one of us will be subjected to trials once in a while. It is during the season of trials that we shall get to know what your foundation has been. If your foundation is a good one, based on the rock, and that rock is Jesus Christ, I promise you one thing. Yes, the trials will come, but you will endure, you will overcome, and you will make it. But if you have been taking shortcuts and you have been making compromises, when those trials come, unfortunately, everything you have worked for, everything you thought was important may come crashing down. And how great that crash may be. I challenge you, I ask you, my dear brother, my dear sister, wherever you are, we all desire to get ahead. We all desire to live a good life. But please, don't be a foolish builder. Don't build your life on shifty ground. Build your life on the rock. And that rock is Jesus Christ. It may take you longer, but you will get there. It may not come as soon as you expect, but you will get there. But when the trials come, you'll be able to stand the test of time. How I pray that you will make that wise decision. Thank you. You have been listening to me. This is Jesse Mwai. And may the Lord bless you as you make the right choice, even in this season of your life. Please leave a comment on Facebook or on Instagram, on Twitter. Let us know what you think. And until next time, God bless you.